What's good, y'all? This video is a very special one because this is the first time I've ever chosen a topic based on the feedback from you guys, like I put up a poll yesterday to see what type of video you would like to see from me, like what I should talk about. I really appreciate you guys voting on the poll and helping me decide on what to talk about next. But yeah, anyway, here we are talking about A$AP Rocky and his 20-year fucking album Rollout. Okay, that was an exaggeration, so before you correct me in the comments and say,
actually, this rollout has only been going on for like 5 years.
That's still a long ass time, dude. That's a long ass time. I don't even know when this rollout started, dude. Like, I've been trying to follow this guy's album Rollout for so long now, so many years. Cardi fucking dropped 2 albums in between. Kanye pretty much retired, and NBA YoungBoy is still dropping music, unfortunately. So a lot of things have happened and a lot of things have stayed the same. There's the good and the bad, but either way, this album has been dragged out longer than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I do not know why this guy doesn't just want to drop the album. Like, he had the perfect chance to drop it last year on the exact month that this video is coming out, which is August. Like, I remember when that release date was first announced, right? 30 August. It is August. It's time for the new Don't Be Dumb album. Yeah, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. Here it is. And when we woke up on the 30th of August, there was nothing. And then they told us that, sorry, mate, it's been delayed to November 2024. And then we waited all the way to November 2024 and we got nothing. We got nothing. Fast forward a year later and we still have nothing. This dude is such a fucking dumbass. I'm sorry, okay? I've had so much built up frustration towards this guy because he is such a pathological liar. One that's even worse than Cardi, which is something I never thought I would say, because in 3 years it would be 10 years since his last studio album, since his last project. Are you kidding me, bro? What do you have cooking up in there? It's either laziness, pure slop, or it's so fucking ass that you're scared to drop it, because there's no way it takes you 10 years to fucking drop an album, and especially one that will probably disappoint all of us. I'm gonna be honest here. Call me a pessimist, a hater, whatever the fuck you want to call me, right? It doesn't matter, because when it drops, inevitably it will be one of the most disappointing albums of all time. It's gonna flop, much like how his single Pray for the Gang flopped. No one's listening to that shit, by the way. That single, I haven't even heard it, and I've heard every single A$AP Rocky single up to that point. I just don't care anymore. I've given up, and I heard that the single's pretty mid as well, so I guess I'm not missing out. And just saying, bro, you're fucking A$AP Rocky. You're married to one of the most famous women on the planet, and you only got 2 million streams on that fucking single after a few months. That's so sad, dude. Honestly, A$AP Rocky, you have the worst marketing strategy I've ever seen. And now you're here yapping about August again because you're dropping 2 new songs on some bullshit A24 movie that no one gives a fuck about. Highest to lowest? Bro, I thought that was in reference to the Kanye song, bro. No one gives a fuck about no highest and lowest, bro. No one gives a fuck about that shit. No one gives a fuck about the 2 mid-ass songs that's gonna drop with that movie that are under your name. Like, no one gives a fuck, A$AP bitch-ass Rocky. You're dumb as shit, dude. Honestly, despite all the bad things and the mean things I've said about A$AP Rocky, I do want to make it clear that I am not an A$AP Rocky hater. If you're an OG viewer, you will know from my early videos that I was actually planning on, centering this channel all around A$AP Rocky's discography. Also because at the time I thought that, Don't Be Dumb would drop soon, but here we are, like the whole year later, still no Don't Be Dumb. Either way, I'm not an A$AP Rocky hater. I do love his music. I love At Long Last A$AP. I love all his fucking albums, honestly. I don't think he has missed when it comes to albums. But right now, I'm feeling like it's gonna be the first ever and the last ever miss in A$AP Rocky's discography, because once he somehow drops this album, he's probably gonna shrivel back into his cave and never come out again, because in addition to all the hate and criticism he will get for this album, he will also have to deal with the fact that no one gives a fuck about his music career anymore, and that his fashion business and company are all carried by Rihanna. I'm sorry, okay? No one will give a fuck about your fashion statements or your fashion companies if it wasn't for Rihanna. It hurts me to say this, A$AP Rocky, but you are fucking washed. I really do hope that you will turn this around with Don't Be Dumb and change my mind and make me realize how wrong I am for saying this about you. But honestly, I think you're fucking washed, dude. You are so washed. Like, not only have the singles been fucking mid as shit, aside from maybe Hijack, and as you know, Hijack's pretty mid. He stayed in the same cadence throughout the entire song. He was too scared to change his flow. Like, goddamn, how lazy do you have to be? Just use AI at that point. Join the Kanye team and use Flacco.ai or some bullshit, and then complain whenever people are complaining about your usage of AI. Just do it at this point, dude. You're lazy enough as it is. It doesn't matter. Just do it. But yeah, anyway, I went a bit off track there, but his singles, they've been okay. Ruby Rosary was a hard carry by J. Cole, I'm not gonna lie. I know I sound like I'm fucking hating here, but A$AP Rocky has not evolved the sound over the past almost 10 years, and I really do not fare well with pathological liars, okay? I've gone through it with Cardi. I'm not gonna go through it with A$AP Rocky, okay? With fucking A$AP Rocky. I know he has made great albums and I love his albums, but this one will be nowhere near as great great as testing or even at long last or even long live ASAP. It's not gonna live up to that. I'm sorry. Especially with how low the hype is right now. Like, no one will give a shit. Unless, of course, he somehow clutches this rollout, which is dead in the water already, like, honestly. But yeah, apologies for the disrespect against ASAP Rocky. I'm really just frustrated with him. I hope you guys can understand. This is probably the worst album rollout I've ever lived through, which is crazy to say because, you know, I lived through the music rollout. I lived through the Whole Lotta Red rollout. I lived through the Donda rollout. I lived through so many rollouts, and this is the worst one I've ever seen because we don't even know what the cover will be. He'll probably just be black text on a white background on some I Am Music shit. I don't fucking know. But yeah, that's it from me today, guys. ASAP Rocky drop soon, and please change my mind. I want to be an ASAP Rocky fan again. See ya.